November 10 is celebrated as World Science Day. As a part of it, our Science Club students are presenting a video before you. Find some time to watch it.
The science of today is the technology of tomorrow. A warm welcome to all. Science is a beautiful gift to humanity. We should not distort it. It is a way of thinking much more than it is a body of knowledge. The World Science Day for Peace and Development is annually held on 10th November to raise awareness to the benefits of science worldwide. The United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization works with people, government, agencies and organizations to promote the World Science Day each year. It was first celebrated on 10th November 2002. It offers an opportunity to highlight how science is relevant in our daily lives and to engage the scientific community, policymakers and students. This year, at a time when the world is struggling with the global pandemic COVID-19, the focus of World Science Day is on science for and with society in dealing with the global pandemic. India is a land where numerous brilliant brains have made contribution in the field of science and technology. India has the second largest group of scientists and engineers in the world. India is among the uppermost countries in the world in the field of scientific researches and one of the top 5 nations in the field of space exploration. We have frequently undertaken space missions. India is among the few countries which have developed ballistic missiles. World Science Day is not worth celebrating if we don't mention the great Indian scientists who achieved global recognition and who has been instrumental in making us proud. C.V. Raman was the first Asian to receive a Nobel Prize in 1930 for his phenomena known as the Raman effect. Homi J. Bhabha is generally acknowledged as the father of Indian nuclear power. Venkataraman Radhakrishnan was globally renowned space scientist and an astrophysicist known for his fabrication of ultralight aircraft and sailboats. S. Chandrasekhar was awarded the Nobel Prize for Physics for his mathematical theory of black holes. Vikram Sarabhai, the father of Indian space program, was instrumental in setting up the ISRO. Under his sole guidance, India has gone a long way. APJ Abdul Kalam, popularly known as the Missile Man of India and the People's President, worked as an aerospace engineer with DRDO and ISRO. He was the project director of India's first indigenous satellite launch vehicle and worked for the development of ballistic missiles. He received several prestigious awards, including the Bharat Ratna. Let's have a look at India's space mission. The ISRO has carried out 109 spacecraft missions, 77 launch missions, including the Chandrayaan 1, 2, the Aditya L1, Gaganyaan, and MOM 2. We have several missions in the near future. Risat 1A in the year 2020, Chandrayaan 3 and Gaganyaan in the year 2021, Aditya L1 and Nisar 2022, Mangalyaan 2 in 2024, Shukrayaan 1 which is a Venus orbiter in 2023. India hopes to join the United States, Russia, and China as the world's fourth nation capable of sending people to space. It has been developing its own crew spacecraft called Gaganyaan Orbit Vehicle. K. Shivan, the chairman of ISRO, told that astronauts would start their training in Russia in a few weeks. COVID-19 and lockdown has not stopped India from launching satellites EOS, that is the Earth Observation Satellite on November 7th. And it was the first to launch by the ISRO since the pandemic. India will definitely be in the topmost nation in the field of science and technology in the near future. Jai Hind.
On behalf of Science Club, we, the members, proudly present the importance of World Science Day. The first World Science Day for Peace and Development was celebrated worldwide on 10th November 2002 under UNESCO. The day which highlights the important role of science in the society is World Science Day. In 2020, global COVID-19 pandemic further demonstrated the critical role of science in addressing global change. During the global pandemic, the focus of World Science Day is on science for and with society in dealing with the global pandemic. This day promotes national and international solidarity for shared science between countries. World Science Day generated many projects, programs and funding for science around the world. The Israel-Palestine Science Organization IPSO is one of the examples for that. Let us celebrate this day to understand the importance of role of science and scientists for the sustainable society.
We all use science mostly as a theory or a concept, but actually, the practical application of science is much more wonderful than you think. So, now to fire your curiosity about practical science, let's see a very simple yet interesting science project.
A very warm greetings to one and all. As a man of science, I always believe to be curious and to make new things. In fact, this time I have made a very fun project. At the same time, it's very informative. The mini Tesla coil. The Tesla coil was actually invented by Nikola Tesla. In fact, he was the first person to invent the concept of wirelessly transmitting electricity, and he succeeded in it using his project Tesla coil. I have tried to miniaturize it and show you the concept of how it works. So let's get it. Now, before we go into how the Tesla coil was actually made, let me just introduce you how the mini Tesla coil actually works. The mini Tesla coil actually works on a very simple principle, that is electromagnetic induction. Now, for those who don't know electromagnetic induction, I can explain it to you in a very simple term. Now, imagine you have a conductor and a varying magnetic field. If you are passing this conductor into the varying magnetic field, then a current is generated inside the conductor. Simple. That is how the Tesla coil works. Now, another thing that you need to know when you're making the Tesla coil is Slayer exciting circuit. Even though it's a very large term to explain and it's relatively complex, you just need to know that these are the principles that govern the principles of Tesla coil. Now, let us see what are the materials needed for making the Tesla. Now, these are all the materials that you would be needing to make a mini Tesla coil. You can find this in most of the electronic and electrical shops. The first thing you would be needing is a 23 gauge enameled copper wire or insulated copper wire. Around 10 to 15 meters will be enough. The second thing will be a 2N 2222A transistor and a 22K ohm resistor. Now these are all very important parts, so I would recommend you buying 2 or more so that if something bad happens, you can replace them. Of course, you will be needing a PVC pipe. Around 10 to 15 centimeters of it will be enough. You can cut it and always ensure that there are adults around you when you're doing this project because it may cause cuts. The second, a 9-volt battery. Sixth one, a soldering iron and a tiny lead soldering wire. A switch and connecting wires, and of course a glue and a cardboard so you can set the project out. So these are all the materials you will be needing. Now, I would be telling you how all the parts should be put together. The first step is to wind the enameled copper wire around your PVC pipe. It should be done very carefully as any problems in winding can cause the Tesla coil to fail. Around 150 to 300 turns are required for the Tesla coil to work, so make sure you get it right. The second thing you would be needing is to arrange the transistor and resistor in their respective orders, and the connecting wire should be connected properly. First, the transistor needs to be glued to the cardboard, and one end of the secondary coil should be connected to the middle of the transistor. Then, the other end of the transistor should be connected to the primary coil, and the extreme end should be connected to the negative end of the battery. The positive terminal of the battery is connected to one end of the switch. The other end of the switch is connected from the primary coil and one end of the resistor. So there you go. You have your Tesla coil ready to work. Now, as our mini Tesla coil is ready, let us now test it. Let us switch on the switch and switch off the lights and see how it works. As you can see, the CFL bulb is glowing. I should warn you that only CFL bulbs and tubes will work. LEDs won't work. I sincerely hope that this project was a very fun piece, a science experiment. As I always say, science is a very interesting subject. If you're willing to give it your time and soul, it will of course treat you with wonderful marvels like this. Thank you.
India's first satellite, Aryabhat, was launched on April 19, 1975. Assembled near Bangalore, it was launched from the Soviet Union by a Russian rocket. It was in 1972 that Vikram Sarabhai, the father of India's space program, tasked one of his scientists, U.R. Rao, with his dream of an indigenously made Indian satellite flying above the Earth. Offered her three choices for the satellite's name: Maitri, Jawahar, and Aryabhat. Before settling on the Gupta era personality who is said to have explained eclipses and calculated the value of pi to 4 decimal places. Aryabhat may not have been a total success, but it set the path for ISRO to become one of the world's most cost-effective space programs. Through the years, with many failures and glitches of course, the agency has successfully launched close to 100 Indian-made satellites. And its ambitions are only getting bigger and grander by the year. It all started with one simple vision that materialized in 1975.
Science is both a body of knowledge and a process. Science is what we do to find out about the natural world. Thank you.